Hi. Oh my goodness, I'm really overwhelmed right now by the amount of people there are here. But first and foremost, let me start by acknowledging the original custodians of this land on which we stand, and to elders past, present and emerging. And make no mistake, this country was not given, it was taken, it was stolen, and that has generational impact, so let's not forget that. Last week a friend of mine was telling me that farmers in regional parts of Australia are actually calling up helplines. They're actually very anxious and have a lot of angst at the moment about what's happening to their crops. And they're actually fearful of being homeless as a result of the impacts of climate change. We have in New South Wales droughts and possibly the potential of no water. We have places like in India where the temperatures has been at its highest, and there's been floods and there's been droughts. We know that the worst affected countries are the poorest countries in our world. And that is a shame because they have probably contributed the least amount, but they are the most vulnerable on earth. I think it's probably time that our leaders actually took a compassionate, empathetic and fierce approach to taking action on climate change. If the backbone upon which your principles are carried is as strong as the passion in your heart to make change, nothing is impossible. And so today I issue a challenge to our parliamentarians, to those people who can actually make a difference. Put down your ideologies and pick up your principles. Put down your ideologies and pick up your principles and walk across party lines and go and talk to people who can actually make change. Put down your ideologies and pick up your principles and go and talk to somebody you fundamentally disagree with and make a plan. Put down your ideologies and pick up your principles and put people before politics. I'd like to very briefly tell you just a little bit about a country I was born and raised in. And that country is Fiji. You've probably heard the Prime Minister of Fiji, Bainimarama, say that cowards don't make history. And today, look at all of you. You are here trying to make history. Thank you so much for that. I do want to tell you just a little bit about a few different things that are going on in Fiji. Currently, as we speak, people are being relocated from their communities. So they're climate refugees, so to speak. Places like Navua, Nasori, people are complaining about the lack of abundance of fruits like mangoes and pineapples. There's a particular island in Fiji called Vunasavisavi, and Vunasavisavi is slowly being swallowed by the ocean. What is happening is, as the ocean comes in, it is leaving salt deposits, and that is making the soil infertile. There is coastal erosion. There is also to the point where the salt is eroding the foundations of houses. The water is getting warmer, and fishermen today, back in the day, they used to swim out just a little bit, just to the first reef, get enough fish to go back home to feed the village. But today they have to go out to the furthest reef, and that is unacceptable. I think it's time we actually had leaders who made a difference. It's time for action. And I'm so delighted that all of you are here today to try and do something about this. You know, I also have friends who, how should I say this, disagree with the effects of climate change. They say to me, yeah, it's probably El Nino. The science, I don't really agree with the science. But by far the outstanding comments and the resounding answer I get from them is, it's not happening in my backyard. It's not happening in my backyard. But it is happening in your backyard because it's happening to your brothers and sisters in this country. It is happening in your backyard because it's happening to your brothers and sisters in the Pacific Islands. It is happening in your backyard because it's happening to other human beings. It's happening in your backyard because it's happening on planet Earth. And planet Earth, my friend, is your backyard. To deny the existence of climate change is diabolical, but to do nothing is absolutely deplorable. Thank you very much for asking me to come and speak here today, and thank you very much for lending me your ears.